All right, let's put the spotlight then on a healthcare-based data intelligence platform that is HiLabs. They've recently raised a sum of $39 million as part of their latest funding round, and this has been led by Eight Roads Ventures as well as Denali Growth Partners. Welcome on board then, Amit Garg, the co-founder and CEO of HiLabs. Thanks so much for taking time out. Let's talk about this latest fundraise then and tell us a little bit more about this, a sum of $39 million.
Absolutely. Hi, Avanne. First of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. We're very excited about closing our Series B round. As you might know, this was led by Eight Roads and Denali Growth Partners. We worked with Eight Roads team in India and Denali Growth team in Boston. And there are other investors such as F Prime, which is also a Boston-based firm. And both Eight Roads and F Prime, they are part of the Fidelity investment.
So, Amit, what exactly then will you be utilizing these funds toward?
Absolutely. So before I answer that question, can I quickly talk about HiLabs and what exactly we do? And then I can relate with that how these funds are going to further add towards our mission. Okay. So HiLabs is a healthcare data analytics company, US and India-based firm. We are headquartered in the Washington, DC area, and we have two large R&D centers in Pune and Bengaluru. So our mission is to transform healthcare by ingesting, cleansing, and enriching data in this domain. Now, why does it matter? Well, the entire world is moving towards data-driven decision-making. And in that arena, we feel clean and timely access to data is extremely important. I mean, imagine decisions on erroneous data in healthcare. I mean, that can be devastating. And so we have been fortunately quite successful in our mission. Today, we serve 4 out of the top 10 health insurers in the United States, and many of them are among the Fortune 50 firms in the world. So we feel our strategy of utilizing the US-India corridor of building the high-tech business is, I would say, one of the key aspects of our success. I mean, 10 years ago, when I started HiLabs from the campus of Yale University, I remember we had just few interns and 2 full-time engineers working from our sort of garage R&D center in Mumbai. Now, from that stage to now having the R&D centers in India with more than 50 plus team members with specialization in data science, software engineering, product management. I mean, that's something we are very proud of. And we feel that India is now a global powerhouse of top talent. So coming back to answering your question about how we are going to use these funds, and by the way, we are cash positive and we'll be EBITDA positive by I think Q2 of next year. So being cash positive, why did we need capital? So well, most of these funds will be deployed in India for further expanding our R&D centers. I mean, we are focused on deepening our AI platform with latest and greatest tech, especially in the generative AI space. So most of the funds are going to go there.
Tell us a little bit more about your revenue run rate, how you're looking to expand your R&D centers.
Yeah, so we have been growing at a rate of almost 80% year over year. Our ARR currently is in the range of somewhere around $15 million. And our gross margins has been in high 80s. We have been a capital efficient company. We have been growing without any institutional fundraise before this round. And with this round, we feel that we are going to now accelerate further product building and then further expansion in the healthcare marketplaces.
Sure, and clearly you're at the forefront of technology. AI technology is something that you guys use. How do you look at really capitalizing on this opportunity?
So as I said, we are focusing on fixing data errors in healthcare. So I'll take an example. So let's say you go to a website of a health insurer and you're trying to find a doctor. And generally you have a link called Find a Doctor. And based on many researches and surveys, more than 50% of the data behind that link is incorrect. And that's a big problem in healthcare because that's the first step for a patient to access care. I mean, imagine you're trying to find a cardiologist in San Francisco or in New York, and you end up going to a doctor's office and you find that doctor doesn't work there anymore. So what we do, we mimic a subject matter expert in healthcare who's researching about fixing these data errors, and we mimic that with technology. So imagine hundreds of thousands of subject matter experts, fixing these data errors, researching about the correct information. So our AI engine, what it does, it scans through hundreds of thousands of sources, external as well as internal to our customers, and then curate sort of a profile of these doctors or any kind of healthcare data, and then it does some sort of a scoring to recommend how to fix those data errors. In fact, our study in collaboration with the University of Colorado was published in a peer-review journal, JAMA, which is the #1 medical journal in the world. And our accuracy rate of our recommendations has been in high 90s, and that's very important in healthcare, right? Because any accuracy level less than high 90s is almost unusable information in healthcare.
And finally, Amit, what's the long-term game plan? Where is it that you see the company headed over the next few years?
Yeah, so we started with data sets which are around doctors, demographic information, and administrative information. Now we are moving more towards the electronic medical records. Those are the records that get generated when a patient encounters a health system. And then we are also expanding towards the other healthcare data types, such as financial processing, such as claims data, value-based care data. And then long-term vision is to go beyond the health insurers and the provider space. So for example, in the pharma space, there's a need for these kind of solutions, because when the whole world is moving towards data-driven decision-making, how can you make good decisions without having clean and timely access to data?
Thanks for that.